So, towards July of last year, I put up an Instagram poll asking if you all would be interested in seeing behind the scenes video as to what it takes to make an idea into a production ready application. Now, in order to do this, there are 5 steps: the idea stage, design stage, development stage, testing stage, and production stage. So, let me walk you through what you do in each of these steps or each of these stages to make your idea into a production ready application. So the first stage is the idea stage. Without this stage, the remaining 4 stages are not even going to exist for obvious reasons. Now, when you choose an idea, you want to make sure it's something you're passionate about or something you want to build a solution for. Here's an example. When I was working on Music Writer, my very first application I published to Google Play Store, I realized I was using Instagram a lot to ask my friends for music suggestions. Now, while it worked, it was kind of boring and repetitive, and I didn't want to repeat myself over and over again because it would kind of make me look bad. So instead, I developed Music Writer as a solution for it. The whole purpose was for people to share songs and other people could vote on it, so you could see which ones are popular and you could go ahead and listen to that. So when you do develop an idea or come up with an idea, make sure it's something you're passionate about. Now the second stage is the design stage. Now don't worry if you're not really good at design, I kind of have you covered on that. So me personally, I have a kind of a good design hint or design idea that I want to do for any application. But when I do hit roadblocks myself, I end up going to this website called as Dribbble. This video is not sponsored by them. I just use their product and their website a lot. So Dribbble is a website where lots of designers have put work or ideas that they have come up with, and you can make use of those ideas to create your own ideas for your application. Here's an example. Recently, I pushed out a new update for Incentive, which is my task manager application. I talked about it in a video that I posted last time. I'll link it up over here. So over there, initially I realized that the design was too plain and I wanted to bring some color to the UI. So I went over to Dribbble, searched up like task management applications and found some good templates I could make use of for my own application. Now, obviously I didn't copy it exactly. I did make some changes on my own, so I kind of don't get copyrighted, etc. So if you're not too good at design or you do hit a design roadblock, you can use Dribbble and to get some ideas. And also the platforms I use for designing my own UIs are either Figma or Adobe XD. Now my design stages are also broken down into 2 sub stages. One is a wireframing stage where I kind of just lay out the entire components as to how I want it to look without adding any color or any fonts. And once I finalize the initial features in the wireframe, I take that entire wireframe design into a actual prototype of the application where I paint the UI with the colors I want to use across the actual application when I start developing it. The next stage is the development stage, which is my favorite. Now, in this stage, it's kind of obvious. You pretty much take the UI you designed in the previous stage and transfer it into an actual application. Now, in this stage, you want to make sure you're using a code base you're familiar with. In most of my applications, I make use of Flutter and Firebase because I'm really comfortable and it's really beneficial for me, so I can support multiple platforms with a single code base. Let me know if you want a video where I talk about why I use Flutter and Firebase a lot in all my applications, and I'll be happy to do that. Developing your application, you want to approach it with a mobile first mindset. What that means is all your UI components should work perfectly well on mobile. Everything should be within the screen and nothing should be out of screen. The reason being is most of your users are going to initially download the app or view the website on mobile before going over to like a desktop browser or a bigger screen. So make sure it's mobile first. So the fourth stage is the testing stage. Once you have finalized all the features, you have tested it by yourself, make sure everything is working, there's no null safety issue or null pointer exceptions, etc. You want to give it to like a close friends of people you trust or for everyone to use. Now, for me to test my applications, I mostly make use of Firebase app distribution because it's free and it's really convenient for me to distribute my application. Now, the testing phase kind of varies from application to application. Here's an example. When I first launched Music Writer, I did a testing of 2 cycles, and that stretched for like a week each. So technically I tested Music Writer for 2 weeks before I deployed it into Google Play Store. For Incentive, I kind of didn't test it. And for my most recent application, which is Being You, we again did like a testing for, I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks or slightly longer. So it really depends on how the application is built and how much you want to test it for. The last stage is the production stage. This is a stage where you make your application widely available to all your users. Now, if you want to put your application on Google Play Store, then you make a one-time payment of $25, and then after that you can put as many applications as you want on your developer account. On Apple, it's slightly different. So you have to make a recurring payment of $100 every year, and with tax in California, it comes out to be $110 per year. Now, for the web, it's obviously free. You just find like a free web hosting service like Firebase or GitHub Pages, and you can host it over there. Now, if you do want to go the route of putting it on the respective Play Stores, then there are certain guidelines you have to follow. For example, your application needs an app logo. It will need a description and a short description, basically telling what your application is and what it wishes to achieve. Then you need to tell whether it's a free app or a paid app, whether it contains ads, and then you also have to create certain graphics showcasing your UI so your users know how the application is going to look and feel once they download it. And with that being said, that wraps up this video. I hope you learned how to take an idea to a production-ready application. If you want any more clarifications or have any questions, leave it in the comment and I'll get back to you, or you can just message me on Srivats_22 at Instagram. So go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, share this video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.